Joining us this morning, we've got Lady Antebellum, Charles, and Dave and Hillary. Thank you so much. This is a thrill for me. I've been in country radio for the longest time, and this is the first time that I've had a chance to sit down with you. So excited about this. Congratulations on the great new album and freestyle. We're playing it like crazy. I want to talk to you about the video. I'm sure everybody's talked to you about the video. Where did he come from? Like, was that genuinely or was that staged?
No, it was staged.
It was staged,
We had just, it was kind of actually a little secret that the label had kept from us, because we had an idea of kind of doing a funny, having somebody that, was a goofy dancer, kind of go around and make a fun video. And anyways, we met him the night of that show in New York.
The day our record came out. It was
the day our record came out.
Oh, right.
And he kind of told us about what he'd been doing, going around New York dancing and being goofy. And we were like, well, what if you actually, we kind of staged like you're a stage crasher and stuff. And it was funny that the audience did not know what was going on. And I remember for like a week too after it was done, they still thought like he was genuinely crashed the stage. So
but he was basically, I mean, he's basically a YouTube star. He does all these funny physical kind of
What's his
comedic
real name
videos.
again?
His real name's Nathan Barnett, but he goes under Keith Apicary as his character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really bizarre and off the wall. And I don't know, that song, we wanted it to match the song. The song's got some really funny, lighthearted and pop culture lyrics, and to have something that's a little wacky and off the wall to go with it, we thought would be pretty funny.
The opening dialogue is my favorite. Whenever he's in the cab and he goes, "Have you ever been to nature?" Like talking to the cab driver.
It's the best video, and I would imagine it's had a ton of hits. Like, he is a YouTube sensation, and so now, thanks to the great song and him being such a crazy guy, now Lady Antebellum's going to be this YouTube sensation.
So. I mean, it was a neat way. That song, we did not take ourselves too seriously when we wrote it, when we recorded it, and so the visual video, we didn't want it to be serious at all.
Speaking of the album, do you have a favorite, personally?
I think mine kind of change every few weeks. I feel like I go to one and then listen to it more than others, but I would say one of my favorite songs is a song called Damn You 17, and it's one of the few that we didn't write, but it's such an interesting story song, and it was written in such a way that I've never heard before, and so that one I think is for sure one of my favorites.
One great mystery too is the song we wrote with a guy named Josh Keir, who we wrote Need You Now with, and it's just a great love song that I hope becomes a single at some point. It's kind of, I think that after putting out a song like Bartender and Freestyle, there are some songs on the record too that I think will remind fans of kind of a lot of our early material.
Yeah, right. And Dave, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of like the ones that translate really well live. I mean, Long Stretch of Love is the one that opens up the record, and we've been playing that out on the road, and I don't know, that it's really in your face, which I think represents the rest of the record as well.
Hillary, I want to ask you one question. Are your musical preferences changing now that you're a mother?
Not really.
No?
I mean, I think, something really funny, when I first brought my daughter home from the hospital, we listened to a lot of James Taylor, we listened to a lot of Justin Timberlake, and now I've got her into the new Taylor Swift album, Meghan Trainor. She dances to All About That Bass. So, the way I looked at becoming a mom and parenting is bring them into your life. And obviously, their needs come first, especially when they're tiny, tiny babies and all of that. But it's like she's learning to just kind of be brought into our world, and she's thriving in it. She loves it. She loves music and enjoys being on the road. And so it's the greatest. It's the greatest thing in the whole wide world to have her and to be able to be her mom and hopefully, grow her into a really strong, big, dreaming, independent woman.
Awesome. I noticed yesterday that you guys, I don't know who's in charge of tweeting. Who's the tweet?
We do it from time to
Yeah,
time. A lot of
turn it
times
off.
we'll take a picture and maybe, get someone to put it up too
Yes.
as well. But yeah, we
'Cause
stay
yesterday
active.
you had tweeted that a video clip
Yes.
from
Yeah.
10 years ago
I
when
took
you
that
heard.
video, yeah.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
So that is actually, we are kind of their replacement because they're no longer on the air. But we thought it was neat because you were in the Toronto Hamilton area at the time, and that's kind of who we are. So we kind of, even though we weren't around back then, I was like, oh yay, I feel like we're connected somehow. That was your. But yeah, we'd love to have you next time you're in the area and have a bit more time. Come and visit us because we'd like to give you a studio memory as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
thank
love being up here. I mean, honestly, I found that on my phone. I was actually going through videos of our. We have a 2-month-old at home, and I was going through all these videos I'd taken of him, and I scrolled up to the top, and I had this video of us here in Need You Now for the first time in Canada,
Yes.
or for the first time
With
on the
Bob
radio
Steele.
everywhere.
Yes. That is why
So-
you back up your phone, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I
Yeah.
know, but it's
Keep
it's
those memories.
yeah, it's
Yes.
awesome, and we love being up here, and not just to pander, but the fans are some of the best in
They
the
are.
world, and really our shows here around Ontario and Toronto and Western Canada are honestly some of our favorites.
They are.
They're
Awesome.
great.
Well, we're huge fans as well, and
Thank you.
I have to say hello to you.
Yeah.
When he found out one of my closest friends is Tebe.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So
We saw him in PEI earlier
yeah, Cavendish.
this summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
and I know
awesome.
you guys have done some writing together.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
As a
awesome.
matter of fact, this time last year I was going down to Nashville and I stayed with him and Bridget,
nice.
and he's like, "Oh, you just missed Charles Kelly by 2 days. Darn it!" So he's a talented songwriter, as all of you are. So I was told to say hello. So there, I just used up my last 2 minutes giving you a shout out. Thank you so much
you.
for sitting down with us today. Our listeners are going to love being able to catch up with you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.